There are so many things I haven't done in my life because of fear. But thanks to the universe, I have come out on the other side, still standing, and so grateful to the Divine One that I have been chosen to play in this thing called life. The fear of failure has played a tremendous influence in my life, particularly in my teen and young adulthood. The majority of my decisions during this period was done out of fear of the consequence of life. I was so traumatized by the thought of being an unwed single mother. Although I am proud of my value system, one of which includes getting married before having children and having a strong, positive family structure. However, the way that I lived my life was purely driven by fear. At the time, I didn't realize what was going on. I was living in the dark. I didn't fully know, trust, and loved myself. I will give you 3 examples of how my fear turned into behavior that was unproductive and frankly a waste of my youth. I will start by telling you I had a list. As I imagine most young ladies do with the qualities and character traits of the ideal man. The funny thing is my list did not correspond with my actions. It's a little embarrassing to say, but this is what happens when your behavior is coming from a place of fear instead of love. The first guy I dated, I met while on vacation in another country. We dated for a few years, although from the beginning it was understood that we both had no intention of moving. It made no rational sense, except in my fearful mind I was safe from falling in love. The second guy I dated, I was not physically attracted to him in the least. And to make matters worse, he often had a bad body odor. The first time he asked me out, I said no. The second time he asked me out, I said no. The third time he asked, I said, what the heck, yes. I don't know what I was thinking, except that when you're deep in fear and self-doubt, you think you can change people, when in fact you are just distracting yourself from reality, and again, just wasting your own time. The third guy I dated was also in a relationship with someone else. I knew early in the relationship that he had a girlfriend. But he, like the other 2 guys, fit my criteria of someone I would never want to have a serious relationship with, or would never have a child with. It made no rational sense to get involved in any of these relationships, especially when they do not fit the criteria of what I wanted. The fact of the matter is that we manifest these things into our lives when we're living in fear. We bring the negative into reality. Oftentimes, the reason we behave in such destructive manner is a lack of self-love. It has taken me years to come to terms with my internal fear and to accept myself as the beautiful, loving, and intelligent person that I am. The most important thing is to recognize what is fear and how does it play itself out in our lives. Sometimes we think the fear of failure is only connected to our big unrealized dream. However, there are many times in our lives when we stop our blessings with the everyday negative conversation. We all engage in some form of fear-based thoughts and behavior. Sometimes we say, I can't do that. I can't build my dream business because I'm not smart enough or intelligent enough. I don't have that. I don't have the education or the degree necessary to do what I need to do. don't have the time. I have 4 kids and is already busy at home. And sometimes we blame other people instead of facing our fears. What other people won't let us do. I'm not a manager at work because my manager doesn't like me or the corporation is against me. The truth is that constant fear-based negative thoughts create negative behavior. Over the years, these fear binds and ties us to the very thing we are trying to avoid. So how should we deal with the fear of failure? Change your relationship with the fear. Stop trying to hide and run away from it. Have a conversation with yourself and analyze why you are behaving in the manner contrary to your desires. Perhaps it's an early life trauma that needs to be dealt with. You can do the internal work yourself, or you can see a coach or a therapist. It's rather ironic that we think of fear as a negative thing, when in fact fear can be a positive motivator. If understood and used properly, fear forces us to engage in proactive behavior that's not only beneficial for survival, but to self-actualize and become a better version of ourselves. Basically, fear forces us to grow and develop. The presence of fear most often means that something is about to change, and with change comes opportunity. In order to become bigger, better, smarter people, we need to embrace fear when it shows up in our lives. But do not try to get rid of the fear, but rather remember that it is in your life for a purpose. Your job is to figure out what the purpose is. These relationships that I spoke about was a long time ago. However, I still use these 3 questions to understand and deal with fear. Question number 1. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for whatever the endeavor you're trying to accomplish? Maybe you need to go back to school, or maybe you need to do more research or work harder. Question number 2. Do you think you deserve it? Do you have faith in you and the bigger picture of the unknown? Question number 3. Do you trust yourself? Do you love yourself unconditionally? Knowing and loving yourself can be a long road, but then you come to the conclusion that you're entitled to it. You're entitled to achieve the things in your life that will make you happy and that will be productive not just for yourself, but for the people that you care about. And as an extension, to be of benefit to society. The only time that fear of failure can become a reality in your life is if you choose to give up or give in to the negative noise in your head. Regardless of whatever you're going through, be kind and loving to yourself. And understand that some level of fear will never go away. The most established actor that you can think of experienced fear. No matter how educated or professional you become in your craft, you will always experience fear at some level. Just remember to check with yourself and answer the questions. Are you prepared? Do you deserve it? Do you trust yourself? And if you do, then just move. Move forward. Because the reality is that fear cannot stop you unless you allow it. You can hide in dead-end relationships like I did, or make excuses as to why 10 years later you're in the same place. Or you can lean into fear. Make friends with it and understand its purpose in your life. Then rip off the Band-Aid and jump in. Yes, I know that's how it is sometimes. You have to just rip off the Band-Aid. Even if you fail, you'll be happy you tried. I think the worst thing at the end of your life is to have regrets, particularly when you had the opportunity to do better. So let's all do better.